Happy Friday, and what a happy Friday it is. Happy Friday? What am I talking about? That was my absolute bugbear in the corporate world. If you're celebrating Friday because you value just 2 days a week to actually enjoy and do what you want, then your life isn't in alignment. Yes, we all need to do what we have to, we all need to work to make a living, but life's too short. Make sure you're maximizing those 5 days a week where you do have to be doing something. You might as well do something with impact that actually resonates with you. And it was the CEO of the company who always used to say Happy Friday. So what's with that? You make the rules. Anyway, I digress. This is another top performing one-page website. This is using the methodology I teach in my one-page websites method course, where basically rather than putting all your eggs in one basket, try and start a blog that we know Google doesn't even like anymore. Instead, spread your risk. Try and identify 5 to 10 exact match domains, so keyword-rich domains for very valuable products or high-ticket services, and then put some basic AI content on each one. In the course, we teach a system where you press a button and what you get looks like a proper business website within 2 minutes. It's not just a wall of text. It actually looks really plausible with images and layouts all done for you. Then just do a basic level of foundation backlinks, so citations, press release, and some other very cheap and effective methods of link building that I include in the course. And then you basically just leave it for a few months. But within a few weeks, you should start to identify some real winners, where for one reason or another, they just rocket up the Google rankings really quickly. So we're talking maybe 10 to 20% success rate there. And what that tells you is no matter what your keyword tool says about so-called keyword difficulty, Google really likes that website and reckons you have what it takes to hit the top of page 1. So from there, you can go all in on those few winners and therefore invest knowing that you've got a strong chance of success. So this is a great method. It's been very popular and I've been getting great feedback on it. Lots of testimonials you can read there in the link below. But while you're there, click the button to join the waitlist because we're bringing it back soon with a load of new updates. If you've already got it, of course, you've got lifetime access, but equally the next launch will be the best chance to lock in access before the price goes up, because we're continuing to add more and more value and we're getting more and more success stories from students. So what's happened here? We have a keyword. Again, this is in the insurance niche. I don't recommend it to everyone, but I've already got a few insurance websites. I'm already kind of getting my foot in the door with businesses that are able to fulfill those leads for me. So here we have a keyword that gets searched 900 times a month with a cost per click of $19. So that means if you are using Google Ads, which is obviously an auction, it's decided by the market, the cost per click that the market decides is around 19. And there's even a variation on that keyword which also gets 900 searches a month, and that variation is worth around $10 per click. Now, like I say, I'm getting a foothold in the door with various business owners for this niche, and the incredible thing about the one-page websites method is it's all about proving yourself. When you first start emailing some businesses saying, I'd like to do rank and rent, or I'd like to do local SEO for you, they've got absolutely zero faith and trust in you. So we're all about reversing that. And we're going in, taking all the risk, saying we're going to invest, even though we're not actually investing that much. But we're basically proving we can put a site on page 1 of Google that outranks your established brand, and they therefore really want to work with us. Now, I've heard from multiple people who have taken the course and followed this method. Not only are they forming deals with contractors, but they're picking up various other jobs from those same businesses saying, can you redesign our website, or can you do some local SEO for us? Some of them being referred to other friends. And they're basically uncovering new and even better niches, because some of these contractors are coming back saying, that's great that you can do it for this niche. I've got a much better product that no one else knows about. No one else is offering it. It's really high value, really high margin. Can you do the same thing for that? I've even got one colleague in this niche who has basically been passed up the ranks of an absolute national brand. It makes billions every year, and yet the website's a total mess. And so by getting his foot in the door like that, it's now looking very likely he's going to land an incredibly lucrative opportunity from that. So the reason I'm telling you this is by building a one-page website, you get the conversation going. Now, hopefully that will turn into a profitable website, and you can get a few $1,000s a month in hopefully largely passive income if you're able to get those leads to sign up and get a commission for them. But hopefully you're also forming valuable business connections, and those can potentially grow and grow over time, so that even if SEO blows up in 2 years, you're going to have some strong partnerships with actual businesses. And that's what happened with this website just the other day. I was in Mayfair with one of my insurance contacts, and we were basically discussing how we could take my portfolio of one-page insurance websites built on exact match domains and turn them into real brands. So we're talking about going entirely official, building an actual quote engine on the front end, so that rather than picking up the phone, anyone can go through and get a quote on the online portal, and then there's going to be some sort of commission split on the back end. And it all comes down to my ability to use SEO to identify these niche high-value opportunities with low competition. And this site was one of those opportunities. And now, less than 48 hours after having that conversation, I woke up this morning, checked on Ahrefs, and I see this website is now rocketing up. So it was at 43, it's now at 32, and a massive jump here as well from 73 to 50. But the incredible thing about this website, it's still in that very early stage. The reason the one-page website method works is because entrepreneurs especially, and even more so SEOs, are terrible at distraction. I'm the ultimate example of that. We start all these projects all over the place, and then we forget about them. How many domains have you bought that you've never actually got around to using, and then a year later you get this big renewal bill coming through, and you're reminded of the pain that you never actually progressed that project? This is exactly how one-page websites started. Because when ChatGPT came out, I just went through my whole list of domains and started putting content on every one of them. Because the longer you can have content on a domain indexed with Google, the better for your rankings. It is a massive ranking factor. Once you've had it there for about a year, that's when things really start to take off. So what's happened here is I've done all that. I've built this AI website that looks like a real business, but I didn't actually do anything beyond that. Because if you see here, not only do we have a domain rating of 0, we've only got 5 backlinks pointing at the website. I haven't built citations, I haven't done my press release yet. And yet we're ranking for 15 good keywords. And these backlinks, I don't think I've even built them. I think they're just the standard crawler spammy links we all pick up as soon as you register a domain. So the absolute numbers are really small, but relatively speaking, look how we went from nothing at the end of November to suddenly middle of January, things start to really take off. Now there are still risks, it doesn't always go that way. I thought I was onto an early winner with this site, and this site was surging up, so we can see at its peak I had 10 keywords in the 21 to 50 range, but then 19th of December Google update came along and completely killed that website. It no longer ranks for anything. And this is thanks to Google's spam brain, which is where we're seeing the volatility of more recent Google updates. There doesn't really seem to be any logic to it. It's just some websites get through unfazed and some don't. So that's why I'm advocating spread out your risk. The old idea of start a blog, go all in, do 100 articles all on affiliate review keywords, that kind of thing, just doesn't seem to work well anymore. But spreading your risk like this absolutely does, because in this case I actually had 2 domains in this particular niche. This one I thought was a bit more brandable. The other one was a bit spammy. It was basically productnameuk.co.uk. So technically an exact match domain, but it didn't look as nice and clean as this one did. But ironically, this one got killed and the spammier one didn't. Now what you've got to remember with these kinds of penalties, it's not really correct to call it a penalty, but an algorithmic shift, is if you redirect it, you keep all of your link equity, but any negative impact doesn't actually pass, generally speaking. That was an old technique. If you got a proper penalty before, you simply redirected that domain and started again. So in this case, all I did was I moved the content over from the nicer one to the spammier one, redirected it so all that backlink power passes through to the spammier domain name. And what do we have here? The spammier domain name has now come up to take its place. 1,100 searches a month for this keyword, $11 per click, and we're at position 30, and generally lots of other good keywords, and starting to rank pretty well. Bear in mind, this spammier site would still built it, but it wasn't one of those early winners. The earlier winner was the nicer domain, which went right up and then got tanked. This one was just left on a back burner, but we redirected one onto the other, and now this one has taken its place. And even though I'm hiding the domain, you can see there that I've got uk.co.uk as the domain name. So you can kind of get what I mean, that it didn't look as much like a real business. And also, don't forget about my agency training. The fact is, when you build a site like this, you immediately jump ahead of all the inboxes blowing up of these contractors, all saying, "Dear sir, I guarantee you get Google page 1 rankings." Every single contractor I've spoken to says we get spammed all day by SEO guys, but you're different. You've got the website, you've got the proof, and I trust you. So hopefully you will be successful with your website, and you will be able to monetize it and place some of that business and generate a decent income. But I also really advocate use it as your case study and then go out and get clients in that niche, because while an agency might not be passive, you can certainly optimize it to be a really high cash flow business. Imagine if you just got a few clients and they're bringing in 5 to 10k per month. That's going to enable you to scale more of these independent lead gen projects much faster. But generally, your quality of life is going to improve a lot. Going back to what I said earlier about Happy Friday, optimize your week so that Monday to Friday don't absolutely suck. Imagine if you can be building a one-page website, hopefully getting some income from that, but using that to get clients where all you have to do is the basic local SEO, because a lot of these businesses really don't take that much to rank because they've already got all that proof, all that history and age. You just need to do the basics because they've got a website that's only got 50 words on it. As soon as you come along, put actual content on there that's keyword targeted, and build some basic foundation links as you know how to do, then those businesses are going to rock it and they're going to absolutely love you for it. So hopefully a few $1,000s a month of basically pure profit, largely passive from your one-page website, but also your service business offering. Hopefully that can bring you 10 grand a month. Just think what that's going to do for your quality of life. And crucially, you have diversification. So if your one-page website does blow up or one of your clients leaves, you're not dependent on a single income source. And that's just financial literacy 101. So we are going to be adding some of these agency concepts to the one-page websites course. But if you really want to go down that path, really get a decent number of clients on board, and smash through those barriers of 10k a month, 20k a month plus, then click the link below, sign up to my agency training. Same old story, initial release will be a beta release, you'll get the best price ever and lock in your lifetime access, and you might even be in the chance of winning one of 10 free places that I'll unlock as soon as I launch that course.